Having a baby changes everything. Our cars, our lives, and a lot of other things. But we're going to focus today on our cars. So this is my 2010 Nissan Xterra. This has been my daily for years now. I don't really show it much in the YouTube channel, but I need it to be useful and practical for my baby. So I did 7 mods, and we're going to talk about those 7 mods today that transformed this into my beater to a proper baby hauler. Now, when it comes to baby hauler, there's, I think, several different aspects that we need to cover. Reliability, comfort, air conditioning, and privacy. These are things that, you don't really think about until it's time for a baby. First thing I want to talk about, reliability. Reliability is an interesting topic because it's not really a mod, but kind of is, because we're talking about preventative maintenance. We're talking about things that are not broken, but we think will go out. So that's the cooling system, always go out on every car. If you have a high mileage car, take care of the cooling system. You don't want to overheat. Overheating is like the biggest problem with all these cars. Fluids, which I did, and the electrical system, because you don't want your car to die or not start on the side of the road. And so what I did is I went through the thermostat, water pump, the hoses, all of those are new, coolant flush, all the fluids, diff, trans, engine oil. And then I did the alternator because the alternator seemed a little bit weak and I feel like it started going out. It didn't fully go out, but it had some symptoms like, for example, long cranks every once in a while. Anyways, I changed all of that. The next thing comes, especially if you have a cheaper car, suspension. Suspension is interesting because you can refresh it with all new suspension, which I did. All the control arms, all the tie rods, all of it's new stuff. But the most important part is getting an upgraded shock, in my opinion. So if you have a cheaper car like this, maybe if it's a luxury car, OEM is fine. But a cheaper car like this Nissan, an upgraded shock system will actually help better ride quality. And better ride quality when you have a baby, if you haven't had one yet and you're preparing for a baby, you're going to know what I'm talking about. But if you have one and you've gone over some really cruddy roads, Texas, we're full of cruddy roads, you will realize how important your suspension is. You don't notice it when you're driving or you're a passenger, but once you have a baby and you go over some bumps and it wakes the baby up, you definitely want upgraded suspension. So I went with the Bilstein shocks on this. It made the ride a little bit more smooth. It's no luxury car, but it's definitely a lot smoother, along with all the updated suspension, control arms, tie rods, everything is refreshed, but upgraded shocks is a big one. The next thing I want to talk about is air conditioning. So if you have a cheaper car like this, you don't have rear air conditioning vents. And this was a big problem for me because in the summer heat in Texas, we have issues with heat. It's like almost 110 degrees out in Texas mid-summer. And with no rear AC vents, you're getting the baby in the car, you're gonna have problems. You really don't want your baby to overheat. So the first thing I did is I looked, how can I get airflow in the back seats? So I came up with this fan I found on Amazon. So it connects to your headrest and the little car plug, and you get full airflow with 2 fans. And what's cool about it is if you place it correctly, you can actually face your front air conditioning vent and the actual fan, so they line up. So it's actually sucking cool air directly to the back. It's almost like having a wireless vent, if that makes sense. That's not the only thing we need to talk about with cooling, because that's not enough. If you have a cheap car, even if the AC is serviced, which I did, that's another maintenance item, it's not that good. It's not a luxury car air conditioning. This is a truck air conditioning. It's meant for small cabs, but this is a really big SUV. So the next thing I did is, okay, how do we manage the heat? And this kind of gets to privacy and heat at the same time. We had to upgrade the window tint. So we initially had, most of people have window tint on their cars, but it's not all window tints created equally. This one had really cruddy metallic window tint. It didn't do much in terms of heat, maybe some privacy, but not the best. What I did is I went with the most dark legal in Texas, which is pretty much illegal. Everything is legal in the back, so it's very dark in the back, and the front is the most legal, which I believe was 25%, I can't remember off the top of my head. So the front was legal, the darkest legal limit, and the rear is pretty much pitch black, just enough to where I can see out the back window, but other than that, complete privacy. If you have a baby, you're probably at some point gonna have to breastfeed in the back of the car. Not me, but the other person that you're in a relationship with. Yeah. So you're going to need to do that, and so you need privacy. The other thing is it keeps the heat out, so you get a really high-end tint, it definitely reduces the amount of heat. So when you're out in the sun, all of that stuff, it's really good to have. And the third benefit is actually the UV reduction. So your baby's sitting in the back of the seat, you actually want no UVs to get in there as much as possible. And you want it a little bit dark so the sun's not in their eyes, because they're going to be looking out as babies do. So you want them to have privacy, protection against UV, and cooling effect all in one. That's window tint's pretty important here. The next mod I believe is kind of funny, and you guys probably make fun of me for it a little bit, but I put emergency lights on the front of my car. And I'll tell you why. Part of it because I'm a child. Second part, because if you're in an emergency situation, and when you're a parent, you start thinking about worst case scenario. How can I protect my kid at all cost? And if you got to go to the hospital for whatever reason, your kid has some sort of issue, she falls, any of these things, you want to get there as fast as possible. Suddenly, you don't want to sit in traffic, you don't want to deal with stuff. In Texas, we're legally allowed to have orange lights as long as there's no white flashing. For construction-ish, there's a little bit of a workaround here. Now, I almost went with red and blue and only turned them on in case of serious emergencies, but I didn't want the legal headache of getting pulled over and having a cop see them and say turn them on. So what I went with was the orange lights. These are technically legal for certain use cases, and I think in an emergency, trying to get to the hospital, having them on strobing mode would be effective enough to move people out of the way and still comply with the law as much as I can. Now, the cool other part about these little, front lights, they produce extra visibility. So they actually have a mode where you can stay on all the time. As you can see, they're on. And this mode is pretty cool because if you're in really bad weather situations, white light's not normally the best thing. Orange light like this helps visibility. So let's say the other day we had a really bad thunderstorm in Texas, flooding, all sorts of stuff. We had to go to a doctor appointment, okay? So because my car is prepared, I'm now able to go out with confidence. I turn them on, I get better visibility, and that kind of gives us a segue to the next mod, which is tires. Now, tires are very important. They are where the rubber hits the road. Everybody always says that, in sports car world. I'm actually going to put out another video about tires later this week. But in this case, tires is not for performance in terms of handling and stuff like this. It's about safety and ability to go places where you normally can't. And I went with all-terrain tires. And I for some reason, I really recommend, not for some, there is reason. And the reason I recommend AT tires, especially if you have a child, again, emergency situations, it's better in the all weather, winter, ice, water, rain, really deep rain, all of this stuff. It has really meaty tires. So they actually allow water evacuation, allow some grip even in low grip situation. And even if you, whatever reason you need to go off-roading a little bit, you're not worried about getting stuck. This is a nice 4x4. It has 4x4 capabilities, but you really can't even take advantage of it unless you have AT tires. So I went with a nice pair of comfortable AT tires. These are Pirellis. They were not cheap, but I think they're worth the investment. They're comfortable, they don't make a lot of noise, and they're practical for all applications. I can take this car out in ice, in rain, in summer, all of these things, and it's comfortable. So definitely worth the investment, those tires. All right, the next mod I want to talk about is lighting. Lighting is important. So I talked about the top lighting, which is the emergency lights, but I'm talking about regular drivability lighting. In dark conditions, these cheap cars don't have, LEDs from the factory or laser lights or some complicated lights like, let's say, an Audi or BMW or something like that. They have old-fashioned halogen lights. And so an easy, quick mod you can do to get better lighting and visibility at night when you're driving your baby around and you want extra safety, extra visibility, extra all of this stuff, put some good LED lights. I added LED fogs that really brightened up the peripherals, but also just basic LED light bulb replacement for halogen lights. They sell them on Amazon for like 20 bucks. You plug them in, you get double the lighting as you previously had before, which makes an excellent mod. Cheap, effective, useful, safe. All the things you want for your baby. All right, the last mod I want to talk about. It's almost obvious, but you want to keep your eye on the baby. And if you're like me and you never had a kid before and you just had your kid, you thought the baby seat sits forward so you can see them in your rearview mirror. Turns out no. Until they're a certain age, it faces backwards, which complicates things. So how do you see your baby when you're driving? How do you make sure they're not, suffocating or something bad's happening to them? Well, you need a camera. So the camera is really cool because it sits on the back seat headrest, faces the baby, and then you have in the front a camera facing where it shows you. And a lot of these have infrared for darker, like let's say at night, and basic camera functionality during the day. So the one I got was pretty good. It was like 25 bucks on Amazon. I get to see my baby effective, all conditions, night and day. And I think it worked out pretty good. That was an easy, I think it was like 30, 40 buck camera. It's not a big deal. All these mods are relatively affordable, except for the maintenance. Sometimes that can get expensive. But for cheap cars, not too expensive. With the 7 critical mods I talked about today, I'm hoping it helped give you guys some ideas on what you can do to prepare your car for your baby's arrival. Or if you have a baby, improve the quality of your drive with the baby. The safety, quality, all of these things. You want the smoothest experience. It's sort of for a car enthusiast like me, it's almost the opposite of what we normally do. We get a sports car, we make it as unbearable as possible, but fast. This is like the complete opposite. We need it as comfortable as possible, as safe as possible. It's a complete night and day switch for a car enthusiast like me. But if you do it correctly, you can have a really cool daily car that you take your kid in, that your kid's comfortable, you're comfortable, the whole family's happy. And that's what I've done. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Helps me out a lot. I don't normally do kid content. That's not really what I do. I normally do car enthusiast content. But, you know, as I'm getting older, I'm seeing that there's car enthusiast stuff interlinked with having, you know, a family. So if you enjoyed it, thumbs up, subscribe if you can. I would appreciate it. And I'll see you next time.